All right. I don't even know how to start off this video.
This is a long time in the making, by the way.
It's been almost 4 years?
Almost 4 years, dude.
Almost 4 years. All right, so welcome back to Film Get. Today we are with Chris Vill.
What's up, guys?
And do you know who Chris Vill is? If you found this channel by any means possible, it's probably because Chris sent you here to see him.
Yay!
All right, so I'm going to interview you, man.
Awesome.
I'm going to find out who you are.
Okay.
What have you done?
Okay.
Where have you been?
Okay.
And the most important one is, where are you?
Where am I?
Going!
Oh, where am I going?
Going, man.
I'm slow this morning. We're also filming in Antarctica, which is why I'm beanied up and cold.
Because weren't you recently in Alaska?
I was in Alaska recently, and it's my spiritual place. I love it.
So, before we get to where we're going and where we're at,
Sure.
let's go backwards. All right. So, 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
First video uploaded to YouTube.
Yes.
But before we hit that one,
Yeah.
what were you doing 4 years before YouTube?
Okay, so before my years on YouTube, I was actually right out of high school, started working at the Disney parks, singing over there, and was doing that for like a few years, and kind of gained a little bit of a following within the park with like annual pass holders and all of that stuff, and they wanted to see me sing not Disney stuff and stuff like that's current and on the radio, and so they suggested I make YouTube videos, and I started making YouTube videos. And
what were the age of these people?
I want to probably say like maybe like 16 to like 19.
So that's your demo.
That's probably my demographic right now. Although I think right now it's like it expanded. It's like 18 to 24 now.
Or 46. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll take it where I can get it.
Okay, so the first video
Yes.
what was the first video? Well,
I don't know.
S&M.
Was that my first video?
That's the one, well, unless you hid videos. Did you hide videos?
I don't know.
Do you have videos hiding?
I definitely have some videos hidden
Why?
for audition purposes, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
So technically, we're gonna say that was your first video on
Okay.
YouTube.
All right. That's interesting.
Yeah. We'll put links below so you can check out all these things we're talking about.
You know what though? I think that kind of sparked the. I found a very nice little niche that I fit into where I take songs traditionally sung by females and sing them.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, and sing them and make them into guy songs. And so I think that was a bit of like an experimental video. I was like, are people gonna like this?
Yeah.
I think it was definitely meant to spark like what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have that written down, because I was going to ask you about that,
Yeah.
because there's been, I want to say 3 songs so far, 3 big songs that you went all out to be
Yeah.
the character that was not male.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you got through that song, and oh, by the way, yeah, let's get to this.
Okay.
Now, when I saw your song, I read some of the comments, and they're
Yeah.
like, he's not singing that, that's not his voice. And I think where that comes from is that they think that you're pretending that you're recording the video right then and there. But in reality, the song is recorded and then you do your music
Correct.
video.
I feel like this is interesting to me because like I feel like there may have been a time where it didn't make sense to me, but it's very common sense to me to think like you make a music video by recording the music first, and then obviously, because you cannot get the desired sound, like the studio sound, by doing it live like that, unless you have like a super expensive setup, which I do not have.
Right.
So yeah, so in all of my cover videos and early videos, and I'm trying to think of, all of my recent videos too, I would pre-record all the audio, and you usually did it in GarageBand in like 10 seconds, and then would perform to it live on camera, and then edit it. So yeah, if that makes sense. I feel like I just.
But the point is, it is your voice.
It is my voice.
It's
believe it or not.
It's recorded somewhere else.
Yes. Yes.
And you match it to the video that you're trying to make a creative video usually.
Yes.
And the first videos were pretty simple. You start off in like your room, and then someone's like maybe interacting with you a little bit with puppets or something like that.
Sure.
And then we've gone, and we're not going to get there yet.
Yeah.
But we've gone bigger.
Yes.
We've gone. Yes.
Thank you.
We're busting out the multicam, the costumes,
Yes.
the extras.
The extras,
Yeah.
the good friends. I love you all.
All right, so let me see what else we have. Okay, so this is what sold me on you.
Okay.
I met you 3 years at VidCon, and our interaction was the previous year I had met Molly and Elizabeth from AV Byte.
Yes.
So I ran into Elizabeth again.
Yeah.
And you were with her.
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, this is Chris.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, so Chris, what do you do? And what was your response?
I like singing stuff.
He sings and stuff.
and quote. I'm pretty sure that's almost exactly probably what I said.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, I do YouTube videos, I sing and stuff. It was,
Okay, but like, mind you, I'm pretty sure I had like literally just started doing YouTube videos. And so I'm not even entirely sure what I was doing.
you want to know?
What, tell me.
I think you were on your 4th video.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So I came home, and I'm like, Chris, Vill. So I look you up, and the first song is Animal, and I don't know this song.
Okay.
So it shows how trendy I am, right? So I listened to the song, I'm like, oh, this is really good. I never heard this song.
Oh, thanks.
I like this. Okay, so hit subscribe. Just for the record, I hit subscribe.
Bless you.
And I really liked it. So then I started going through some of your other videos, which is like 3 or 4 at that time, I think, So, but then another day I heard Animal playing on the radio. I was like, well, that kind of sucks because I had heard you first.
Shut up!
And now it's like, okay.
I love it!
That's the version I like.
I'm going to take that compliment and I'm going to put it in my
is.
pocket and keep it forever. Thank you.
It's good, it's good. So, links below. We're linking all these. Okay. So, first collab. Lexi, how do you say the last name?
Lexi Baeza.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So we worked at Disney together at the time, and I think we were like super good friends, and she always, like, ever since I started making YouTube videos, she always like bothered me like, hey, we should make YouTube videos. Like, we should, what should we do? But then we could never figure anything out to do.
Oh.
And then Frozen came out, and literally I remember being in the theater and watching, I was like, I need to call Lexi right now. And we ended up doing it like the next day, and it was one of those things that were like, I called her, the next day we recorded it, and the next day after that we did the video, and it was like boom, 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 done.
We don't have to feel it anymore. Love is an open door.
Okay, this is not my thing, man.
Okay.
I'm going to apologize ahead of time.
I think I know what's coming, and I'm gonna brace myself.
It's Pokemon. Oh. You are a Pokemon junkie.
If I had a Pokemon tattoo, which I should, I would whip it out right now, wherever it would be.
Yeah. And Pokemon, you had Jason Paige, the
Yes.
original singer.
Yes.
How'd that happen?
Okay, so this is a funny story because I had recorded the song already, and obviously was super excited to do this project. And I was talking about it to one of my friends at work, and he's like, dude, you know it'd be awesome if you had the original singer. And I was like, oh, okay, let me just call him up. I'm sure that'll be great. And he's like, I can call him for you. And it turns out that he was a friend of a friend, and my friend called him, and he was like, that sounds awesome, let's do it. And it literally happened just like that, and my mind was blown. I was like, wait, what? It was nuts.
What is Villain Academy?
Let me tell you. So this was, I think, the second video I had done with my like mini team, which consisted of Art and his girlfriend, now wife, at the time. And I wanted to figure out a way to like include everybody without running like, for the purpose of sharing videos, like credits and stuff, because sometimes you just want to be in and out. And I was like, I need a collective name for the group of people that is going to be behind me and working with me. And so, hence the Villain Academy.
Okay.
And so, the Villain Academy is still present today, and it's kind of just become a term to like anybody involved in the shoot is just immediately inducted into the Villain Academy.
Villain Academy.
But up to this point, what was the budget like, just out of your pocket?
Literally zero budget. With me and Art, the guy I was doing the videos with, we had kind of like this thing going where it was like, he wanted to start building a cinematography portfolio, and I obviously wanted to make awesome videos, and so we would just, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Let's go make a video, and that's kind of how it went. So, I think the most money I spent up to that point was probably on Pokemon, and it was because I had like a bunch of costumes.
Yeah.
And all of those Pokemon stuffed animals were actually surprisingly expensive because they were all like,
And they weren't yours already?
no, you would think they are, but they were. I had to like go on eBay and search them all, and because they were all like original 1996, they were like stupid amount of money, and so.
And they were actually wrapped, and then you unwrapped them and just killed the value, right?
Yes, and just
Yeah.
ruined the value. So that's where my budget went for.
You did a tutorial on hair.
Yes, yes. So I feel like right around this time on my channel, people started wanting to know more about me rather than like wanting to hear me sing stuff, which was like weird for me. And one of the things that I got asked a lot was specifically the hair, like how I did my hair in the Pokemon video. I was like, oh, that'll be like a cool opportunity to like do something else on my channel, to see if like doing something on my channel is even an option. Like, are people going to watch it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's key, because what I start seeing from this point on,
Yeah.
things start changing a little bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, can I ask, okay, so were you starting to like just throw things at the wall? Oh, does this work? Does this work? You started a lot of different things. You started mail, you started vlogs.
Yeah.
And then the music kind of took the sideline.
Yeah. I feel like at that time, it was, and I'm glad that I did it. It was a weird time in my YouTube career, but it was probably the perfect time to like start expanding so that people are used to seeing me do other things. Because
Yeah.
for like, if I started doing that stuff now,
Yeah.
it would not get any attention whatsoever because I would have built this kind of routine that people are used to. But I started doing that because I kind of like saw a window to be like, I didn't want to like pigeonhole myself into just doing music. And so I saw a nice little window to dive into and expand what I do, and it's been really helpful. And also, I was not making a lot of money on YouTube doing music videos at the time. And so if you know anything about that, you get money for running ads on your videos. But I couldn't do that because I was doing music, which is all copyrighted.
So the part of your world, why I wanted to mention that one is because that was kind of your first video, not also being outside, we know that.
Sure.
But that was the first video where you really went gender bender.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. And so how did that start? How did that come up?
Okay, so I feel like that kind of started, I personally, like a lot of the Disney female songs, like lyrically, just like I connect to, you know? And I feel like a lot of people do, and a lot of people are like kind of like afraid to like say they do, if that makes sense. But I love Little Mermaid. I've always been a fan of the movie, and I've obviously loved that song. And so I was like, I'm just gonna record that song. Let me just go ahead and do that. And it was just in my library of music on my laptop that I had. And so when my buddy Art asked if I had anything that we could work with, I was like, well, here's some songs, and we kind of just decided to do that one. And I was like, okay, but wait a minute. If we're gonna do this, like, let's like do it. Do you know what I mean? So we decided to go like full out and like rent a mermaid tail and go to a beach, and it was super fun. But yeah, and then it was really well received, which was really weird because at that time I hadn't had a video to like go viral, and like it went like semi-viral. It didn't go like crazy viral, but it definitely, for the amount of views I typically got and the subscribers I had at the time, it was definitely a big deal.
Sick of swimming, ready to stand.
So the follow-up to that video later on was Jessica Rabbit.
Yes, okay. So the span of time that happened between those two videos, so I did the Little Mermaid thing, and I was like, you know what, that was so good. And I was like, but you know what, now somebody's probably gonna take that concept and like make it their thing, you know? And then it'll just be like, whatever, so it'll be fine. And so I kind of waited, and like still nobody, it's a weird kind of thing to like tackle, and it takes a lot of like thinking about to like do it right, but nobody had still touched it yet. So I was like, nobody? All right, cool. I guess I'm just gonna do another one because the first one was so well received. And so I kind of wanted to do something a little more unexpected as far as like song choice. And so I decided to do a Jessica Rabbit song.
Like some other gals do.
In July of 2015. Come on, man.
July of 2015. Hold on, I'm trying to think of timeline.
This is not a thing. This is just a trailer. What dropped?
Was it the Harry Potter one?
Yeah.
Hey!
The trailer dropped.
Yes.
And you got a lot of attention, excitement going?
Yes, yes. So I wanted to do something because I think up until this point, my only venture off of the Disney brand would have been Pokemon. And it kind of. But I wanted to start doing other things that I really love, and I'm like the biggest Harry Potter nerd ever. But Harry Potter's something that like the community is very much constructed in the sense where like I'm not even going to attempt to touch Harry Potter unless like the video is like super awesome. And so it cost so much money.
And that was out of pocket?
That was out of pocket. That was a passion project. But it was super cool, and it was, I think I was definitely a step up from, as far as production value, from what I had done. I think every video I kind of do takes another step, but
Yeah.
that was like a good step. That was a really good step.
When you're comparing it to like the Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like there was just, I mean, I think it's hard to take at face value, but like from behind the scenes, like the aspects done in that video was like such a big step from like, for example, like Jessica Rabbit, it was like 4 hours of shooting, we were in, out, done, whereas this one we had to like actually build sets and we had to like take 4 or 5 shooting days, and it was a lot.
Chilling with some Slytherins.
We take the Hogwarts train going
All the way.
You did Vill Ventures, and you've done
Yes.
some stuff.
Yes.
Uh,
You know what this whole period was?
trial.
It was definitely trial. It was definitely trial, and it was also Harry Potter costs a lot of money. Harry Potter costs a lot of money, and I wanted to keep. I think I had just. I was just switched over, or just started. No, I think I had just started taking kind of like the MCN thing seriously, and like the YouTube thing seriously in general. And I realized that if I was going to take it seriously, I couldn't, at this point, upload a video like every few months because my fan base would just like never grow. So I had to keep content out frequently, and so hence Villain Ventures, and hence Villain Vlogs.
So from all that,
Yeah.
you've gathered experience,
Yes.
some new friends, and a team
Yeah,
that
yeah.
support you, and the confidence to do a Kickstarter, which, were you a little bit hesitant on doing that?
The funny thing is that I had tried to do a Kickstarter, I want to say a year and a half before that, and it like failed miserably.
Was that for Harry Potter?
It was right before Harry Potter. It was right, because my plan was the money that I was going to make for this Kickstarter was going to go to Harry Potter. It was going to go to another project that I don't think I've touched yet, so I'm not going to say anything about, and Cruella. And I was going to be able to pay off all of those videos in one sweep with this campaign. And the campaign was like very poorly constructed and super vague, so like I'm not surprised that it like failed miserably. But it was a good jab to like the gut to like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Because I think we had already set the wheels turning for Harry Potter at that time, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. We'll raise the money, and like the video will be paid for, and it just was not paid for, so it all just came out of pocket. And so that was also, I think, helped start that weird gap of like villain vlogs and like all this stuff, because I didn't know if I was going to continue doing all of that stuff, because I didn't raise the money, and it was a good ego jab. But so coming to the Cristian de Vil campaign, I was really nervous because I was like, I've already tried this once and it failed horribly. Is this going to even work? And I was, in my mind, I was like, but it's gonna be fine because I had like a lot more subscribers and a lot more bigger fan base. But it was, yeah, it was definitely super, super scary.
Before you even started the thing, you had a picture of you at the table with the girls.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you already have an idea of exactly what's going on?
So here's the thing, and it's really weird that a lot of people don't know, but I kind of like glazed over it in the campaign, but this thing that I've come to call the Villain Vault exists. And the Villain Vault has a bunch of songs and a bunch of projects that I haven't touched yet. And that, I want to say the Cruella song goes back to like, I recorded, like it was done, ready to release around the same time that Part of Your World came out.
Huh.
Yeah, and so it was just sitting there like cooking in my mind, and I was like, I need to make this happen. But I didn't want to do it unless it was going to be what it is now, which is like a full-on production. But so it had been done, and I had been kind of like touching it every now and then, like adding an aspect, adding a costume, and so it was definitely.
So did you storyboard this?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
Everything in that video, short of like, obviously I didn't film it or edit it, but everything in there, like the set, the costumes, the recording, the track, like all of that is a passion from my heart.
And all the money that you raised went to that project?
You know what? It actually, like, realistically, like, I thought it was gonna pay for all of it, but it did not. So, like, it probably covered 3/4 of it. But then I got, like, the fact that I was like, well, I have all this money, let me just throw a little bit of my own in, and then that little bit of my own turned into, like, a lot of my own. So, but it was all well worth it, and I'm glad it turned out the way it did. But yes, all of that money went directly into the video.
If I don't scare you, no evil thing will.
The music you've done is pretty, I don't know, I'm sure there's a term for it, I don't know what this term is.
Sure.
But it's more like Broadway stage
Yeah.
tunes.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? Do you want to be a Broadway Disney singer, or do you
Yeah.
want to do pop and off the stage? Where would you like to be?
This is a good question because it's something that's like literally day to day bouncing around in my head. And I don't know. I don't want to like come out and say I want to do one or the other. Like I don't want to like this is what I eventually want to do, because I really love doing like all of those things.
So, would it be safe to say, if we went the route of, I mean, Casey Neistat's a good example. He did the HBO specials and found that he liked doing his own thing on his own terms on
Sure,
YouTube.
sure.
And in a way, I think that's what you can do with your music, right? When you see Peter Hollins, you see Nick, I can't remember his last
Patera.
name. They're pretty much making their space on YouTube and doing what they want to do,
Yeah.
and forget everybody else. Is that what you would like to do?
You know what? It's something that like I think recently I've come to terms with is that having this platform to do what I want to do and whatever it is that I want to do is like so fulfilling in the sense where like these people that follow me and that subscribe to me are genuine fans of like anything that I do, and so I have the freedom to do a Disney song or like do a more like modern edgy kind of pop thing, and I don't necessarily know if like that's where I'm going to stay or if that's where I want to stay or if it isn't, but it's definitely something that I'm going to continue to do for like.
Okay, YouTube versus Mamma Mia and Hello Dolly. What do you prefer?
Well, you know what? I feel like right off the bat, off the top of my head, I would say YouTube and stuff because it's like it's a difference in like if I do a show, like if I do Mamma Mia, I'm taking direction from the directors and like a story that already exists and giving it to somebody. I'm like recreating this work. Whereas if I'm doing a YouTube video, and even if it is recreating something, it's like my interpretation and my genuine like recreation as a whole. And so when people like that, I get like a much more like, it's more fulfilling in the sense where like they're fans of my work as opposed to like the recreation of another work. I don't know. It makes sense in my mind.
No. You like being creative.
Yeah, I do. And that being said, a lot of the reason that I do the social media stuff and do the creativity stuff is to build my, like from a career and professional standpoint, is to build myself as a brand so that if I do tomorrow, let's say, want to do another show, I could walk into an audition room and they know who I am and they know kind of like where I fit and like what roles I would fit into, and I can use that.
So let's finish this up by finding out, where is Chris Vill going? 2017, what is your goals? What are you going to do?
I need to have this conversation with myself, actually. I feel like, well, this year I'm actually starting right around now because I don't want to save it for a New Year's resolution because everyone knows they don't follow through with their New Year's resolution.
Okay.
I'm trying to make like a big push as far as putting out more content, but keeping that high production value. And just keep doing awesome things. And I'm starting to dip into original territory as far as not doing parodies and not doing covers, but doing more stuff that's my own.
Let's get lit for Christmas.
So,
So excited.
what are you excited about?
I think I know what's coming.
No, we're just going to wrap up.
Oh, okay.
We're going to wrap up.
Wait, I thought we were gonna.
Now you're spoiling it, man.
I didn't say anything.
All right. So now we're going to wrap up. All right, well, thanks, Chris, for having
Yes.
me. Or am I having you? I don't know. Thanks for meeting me in a park.
Yeah. You are welcome, sir.
So, as an opportunity for me,
Oh my gosh.
you know, because I appreciate the talented, yes,
Bless you.
and since I believe that you're going to blow up at some point,
Oh, my heart just skipped a beat. It's so nice.
You've done a lot of good videos. You're going to keep doing good videos. You're going to get great videos, and so on and so on. And
Thank
so on.
you.
So, you know, for archival purposes, I'd like to do just a little bit of song with you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, what are we doing?
So my pick to sing with Chris Vill
say it.
is the song from Aladdin. What's the name of the song, though? What's the actual name?
It's called One Jump.
One Jump.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm going to sing. So I start off, and then you'll pick it up?
I'll pick you up whenever you got.
All right, 1, 2, 3. One jump ahead of the bread line.
One swing ahead of the sword. We steal only what we can afford.
And that's everything.
We did it! That was like take 55.
All right, anyways, Chris, thanks for joining me,
Dude,
man.
thank you, man.
It's been awesome.
This is super cool.
So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and head over to Chris Vill. Check out his channel. If you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, share all his videos, not all his videos, but share the videos that you like with your friends. The only way that YouTubers get anywhere is when you share it with your friends, when you like the video, when you get the word out that there's content out there that you like, that you enjoy. So please do that. And I'll see you on the next episode of Film Grit.
I love you, Film Grit!
But there's no mental tips that I should prepare for.
I mean, if you want to pretend like you're a street rat in Agrabah, it sometimes helps. What did you say?
I thought I said that.
No, we were right. We're so bad at this.
Wait.
Then it's one jump ahead of the law, man. That's all, and that's no joke.
These guys don't appreciate I'm broke.
Yes.
Riff, street rat,
scoundrel.
take that.
Just a little snack, guys.
Rip him open, take it back, guys.
I can take a hint, gotta take it back. You're my only friend, Abu.
Yeah, I don't think we can get that far.